Hey guys, I'm MG, and today I'll be looking at Home Alone, which is a 1990 American Christmas comedy film that was directed by Chris Columbus and written by John Hughes. However, why don't we stop screaming around the house and start reviewing right now? This film was really great, and it manages to be funny, emotional, and entertaining, with most of the film being a wonderful time. There were a handful of scenes that were kind of unengaging, like almost every scene with Kevin's family. Those scenes start off really strong in the first act, with where they were quite entertaining, but outside of Frank's hilarious line in the airplane, the rest of the scenes didn't really make me feel anything, or make those characters fun. I don't know why. They were solid in the first act, but the rest of the movie just made them really bland. And their scenes are definitely the weakest part of the movie. You might say that it doesn't matter, because the story is about Kevin, but come on. When the mum is pleading to find her son, I should feel something towards her character. But instead I don't, which makes her scenes unemotional for me. I will say that Catherine O'Hara was really great in her acting, and her final scene was really sweet, but the rest of her scenes in Acts 2 and 3 were pretty weak emotionally. And the other family members are just as uninteresting. Except for Frank, he was quite fun, but the other ones aren't very amusing after the first act finishes. This film also looks a bit misty at times as well, which isn't a huge deal, but is definitely not the best looking film in terms of its quality. Some scenes were paced a bit too fast for my liking as well. I appreciate how this film doesn't even try to stretch out its runtime, like 1 hour and 40 minutes is enough. But I do wish that a couple of scenes dragged on a little longer, since like I said, some scenes are a bit too fast. Kevin's character development wasn't the best either. It was done well enough, with some truly powerful scenes, like the church, but I didn't really see Kevin progress into missing his family all that much. He just starts to miss him by the middle, after seeming just fine with them being gone. It's a little hard to explain, but what I'm saying is, I wanted to see that development more for Kevin. But as is, it's fine enough. And my last issue is that I wanted to see the Wet Bandits more in this film, because they are super pleasant to see around. But honestly, despite these issues, this film was still a roller coaster of enjoyment. Kevin was a really likable protagonist, who manages to be capable, amusing, and have a lot of sweet and fun moments between other characters, with Macauley Culkin doing an excellent job in shifting his personality for his character, from a rude to a remorseful kid, which really worked on me. Harry and Marv have such a great dynamic across all of their scenes that is really funny, while also being menacing at times as well, with humorous acting from both Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, who have such great chemistry with each other that makes the characters really fun and threatening villains. I also like Marley as well, and his scene with Kevin in the church was one of the best moments of the film, with where it's actually really sweet, and how both characters give each other advice about dealing with family. And Robert Blossom does a really natural performance for his character. The music by John Williams was really excellent, perfectly capturing the tone of the film in a really realistic and endearing way, while also being wonderful to hear because of how catchy it is. The cinematography was pretty solid, with where it is a bit standard, but that's what I like about it, as it doesn't try to have very complex shots to not ruin the emotional core of a film. This movie also has a lot of genuinely funny moments, with hilarious lines, unintentionally funny acting, like when everyone screams, and scenes that are just really funny in general. But the best parts of this movie, outside of the church scene, is the entire climax. The acting was really funny, the traps had a lot of creativity in it, and it's just a really fun time overall. And that's how this movie is for the most part, because despite a few boring scenes, this movie was just a really great time, and I would highly recommend it for Christmas, or even any other day. So, go watch it. It's really worth your time. 8.6 out of 10. Goodbye everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye.